Good afternoon, everybody. Sean here from the Trusted Business Community Association. And today I'm joined by Andy Zeeman, who is one of our accredited members, based in South Africa, but working across the world. The beautiful opportunities of working from a Zoom space or a team space allows the freedom of our reach nowadays. Let me tell you a little bit about Andy so that you can, before I introduce him properly and let him talk. He makes businesses grow, real growth. He does it through growth strategy. And he helps build processes into your business that can focus purely on reaching more potential customers. Andy Zeeman is a recent accredited member of ours. We've known him for a little while. He's been around us for some time, but we were so proud and so privileged to onboard him recently. And today I'm interviewing him all the way from South Africa. Welcome, Andy Zeeman.
John, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be part of the community as well, as you would have known from my post afterward. Yeah.
Likewise, my friend, likewise. So Andy, business growth and business strategy. I hear a lot of people talk about marketing and planning, but not a lot of people talk about strategy to go with the planning. They've got an idea in their head, but the strategy sometimes isn't there. Tell us a little bit more about how you help business owners and business professionals from around the world get a grip with the strategy.
Sure, yeah, you're right. Many businesses just start doing. And it's mostly, most often on social marketing, social media. They will jump onto it because this is the new bandwagon and you have to be there and you have to advertise. But what many businesses forget is A, there are other avenues of gaining leads. B, if you want quick sales, social media is not the way to go. It's a slower process, even though it is very reliable, but it is slower. And many of them forget, who are they targeting? Well, I've never planned. Who are they targeting? So you need to, who's my target market? What am I offering them? What variations am I offering them? How am I offering this to my clients? And where am I going to advertise that will give me the best leads? If I have a machine fitter shop as a business, social media is not going to help me much. That's a localized business. Then I would need to look at local, for argument's sake, local newspapers, local billboards, and things like that. So they kind of forget where they are, what kind of business they are, and they just jump into one fad and they market themselves. So the strategy is then to analyze your industry first. What industry are you in? Where are you in this industry? Then what does your business look like? And your business processes. Are your processes geared towards more sales? Because without sales, you'll not grow. Sales is the thing that makes a business grow. So I need to give you more sales. And then how do we extend your sales process so that you not only sell more, but that you sell more regularly to more customers, and so that you have return business from existing customers. And that's what the strategy is all about. If you build the one process and then on top of that another, and then on top of that another, you get a nice process that gives you the leads, converts the leads, get the customer to buy from you repeatedly, and then you're going to get a good review, which leads again to more leads and more sales.
Makes sense. I know that people, people in business, generally, obviously professionals out there, have got a very clear idea of perhaps what they want and where, but it's where they need to go to get it. And I think that's the key where you come in to actually signpost them in the right areas. Now, I'm not going to ask you to show the system that you've shown me before, but not in this interview anyway. I'd like for those listening in, if they want to reach out to you, and you can potentially then show them how this system works behind the scenes to really signpost where the strategy needs to be looked at. But tell us a little bit more about that system and how such a small percentage in certain areas of your business can make huge differences to your bottom line profit.
Okay, let's do that. If you would allow me to use an analogy for the people who are listening. It's very much akin to archery. You see my logo is a stylized archer, and it's all about focus. Now, most business growth processes that people jump into is like putting a target at 20 yards and shooting one arrow and trying to hit the target. Now, let's say when you hit the target, you get 20 points. Let's, for argument's sake, make it 20 points. Now, what do you think would happen if I put a target for you at 5 yards and I give you 5 points if you hit it? It's very easy. It's a quarter of the distance. I'll give you another target 5 yards further, and now you get 6 points if you hit that target. Let's put another target out, and you get 7 points if you hit that target. And you get 5, 6, 7. The fourth target, you get 8 points. How many points do you have now? It's 5 plus 6, that's 11 plus 7, that's 18, that is 26 points. So you have now increased your points significantly by just shooting one small arrow or one short distance at a time at various targets, one after the other. Now, the key is that in the same analogy, if you build business, first you need to get leads, and then you need to convert those leads. So if I increase only my leads and I convert the same percentage, it's a completely different thing than to when I increase my leads and I increase the number of conversions I get from those leads. In other words, now I have more leads and more of the leads become customers. What have I done? I have increased my sales more than just what I would have done if I only had leads. If I now go on top of that, more leads, more conversions, and I add more sales and repeat business from the customers, what have I done? I have built on more leads, I've built more conversions and with more customers, and on top of that, I have built more sales to the same customers. So you grow, each piece of growth is on top of another piece of growth. So you claim the benefits of each area of growth to compound the end growth to quite a sizable percentage, which you would not have had if you had just shot the one target 20 yards.
Brilliant analogy. I love it. Yeah, very, very good. I suppose in a similar sort of way, Andy, it's like taking the rifle range approach as opposed to a scattergun. You know, rather than just shoot, hopefully you're going to hit something, it's taking a much more focused view of what you need to do to bring that to you. So the rifle range or the 12-bore shotgun, and hopefully you fire it up in the air and hopefully something falls from the sky. Yeah, it's whereas obviously with that more focused approach, you are getting more back from that focused approach rather than trying to reach too far and not really know where you're going with it and what's going to fall in your lap. Having that more professional focused target to actually deliver what you need to deliver to make you and your business successful.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all about the focus. Where do you focus? If you smoke, in keeping on the rifle range analogy, one of the things that they teach you in archery and also in marksmanship in rifle shooting is that aim small, miss small.
Yeah. So
the more focused you become, the less chance you have of missing your target. So the focus is key to what we are doing and growing the business.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Who's your ideal customer or client? Who obviously you can help so many. I can understand that. Being in the consulting industry, you're there as a massive support. Who do you like working with? Who's the type of industries that you tend to find are needing your type of services more than others?
Oh, that's a very good question. The easy answer is everyone, but that's not really true because businesses who can't advertise, I can't help. I mean, if you look at professionals, lawyers and doctors and other health professionals, very often are not allowed to advertise their services. So there's nothing I can do for them. Professional services who are able to advertise and who are able to market to clients and potential clients, these are the ones that are, for me, the best clients because very often, let's take an accounting firm, they're accountants. That's what they focus on. That's their key skill. The business side of things often get very badly neglected. So I'm very much in a position to help these people. Nice. I'm very much able to help these people streamline their business side so that they can keep on focusing on the professional skill side, which they are good at. And then I put the processes in place for them to make the business good as well. Manufacturing is also a very good example. It's much more complex, but because it has so many processes, you have so many areas that you can streamline for the business. Usually the business is about 2 years old. It's over the startup phase. Mm-hmm. And very often it's either just before they're going to the growth spurt or just after the growth spurt when the sales are starting to plateau and flatten off. That's where my key customers lie because that's where I make the biggest difference for them.
Fantastic. You mentioned somebody you see most people around about 2 years into their journey of being a business professional. There must be an awful lot more people out there who are in potential startup mode who could really do with getting to grips and understanding the processes from the beginning, so that they're not making the mistakes potentially that could happen early doors. I'm sure you'll be able to help some of those early startup businesses as well, sure. Yeah.
I do. From time to time, it's not regular yet. I'm working on a way to make it regular. I do provide free training for startups specifically, where we go over initial lead generation strategies mostly, and then tips and traps what not to do with your business. And also for a startup, key and what many startups, in fact, I'd say most startups neglect, is the unique business identity or the unique market identity. What makes them unique? And you get young people who want to do web development. Okay, what's your niche? And they say, what's a niche? They have no idea what you're talking about. So they don't know how to become unique. So at this point, about once a month, I provide an hour of free training for people who are in the startup phase that give them the basic, I'd say it's about 8 basic strategies: how to make yourself unique, how to get your leads, and how to convert those leads into paying customers. So I do that for free. Yes, they can help. The problem, unfortunately, for startups is it is a very unstable process. So there are a million different things that can impact their survival and do. So it's very hard for me to make them a full-time client, but I do provide services to help these people through, because I know what it's like. I've been there, I've done that. It's hard. I failed 3 times before I became a success. So I fully understand it. So for me, it's let's give it to them for free. I would like to at some point make it more regular, but at this point it's about once a month. I provide an hour of free training for companies like that.
That's a fantastic golden nugget you've offered to small businesses in their early stages of their journey into business. I often see, taking you back a little bit, I often see the same, we were talking about earlier about accountants being busy in their industry. You see it a lot, and I can understand where manufacturing comes into this as well. I would imagine as well the building industry, because you've got phenomenal people doing a phenomenal job at the sharp end of their business. But it's the strategy to make it really successful. And not everyone who goes into business has ever run a business, so there's an awful lot to learn in those early years, isn't there? And like you said, you went through 3 different industries as a professional, and before you became successful. And of course, that's the learning curve that we're all on. And of course, the one thing we would love to put everybody on, and that's where your free training comes into it. I think that's awesome that you're offering those golden nuggets, is that if we can get the message out to people of how to hit the ground running when they start up their business, that's a big plus for that, and a big opportunity for that business to become a successful and stable industry within their industry, and very, very stable from the point of view that they've got longevity within that marketplace that they're in. And I think that like I say, the golden nugget of once a month, I think it's fantastic. I really do. I think anyone listening in who's just started up a business or is in the very early stages of the business, they need to reach out to you, Andy, because that is such a brilliant, powerful offering for free. To give somebody some tips and tricks of what they need to be looking for, so it gives them that firm foundation. So now, listen, if people are wanting to reach out to you, the one thing is we need to let them know, those listening in, where to find you. So where do you hang out, Andy?
I don't hang out. No, I'm on LinkedIn. So I'm the only Andy Zeeman that I've been able to find on LinkedIn, but maybe LinkedIn is biased because I'm searching for myself. I don't know. But also I have the website, andyzeeman.com. And my email is very simple, andy@andyzeeman.com. They're welcome to drop me a mail and we'll take it from there. I'm very open to having one-on-ones with anyone who is interested. Even if it's just a passing interest, just have a chat. Let's have an interesting chat. I'm happy with that.
Well, of course, for those listening in, you can also find Andy on our directory, and where you can obviously interact with him either via mail or messenger, or you can even do what we're doing here, like Andy and I are doing here in this interview. You can have a video conference call with him through that directory as well. before we say thanks and thanks for being here, Andy, just reaching out to those that are listening in, don't forget to like and subscribe if you are listening into this video. Go onto this video, hit the like and subscribe below, and you'll not only be able to recapture this interview over the coming months ahead, but you'll also be able to capture some of the interviews that we've already held in that library of interviews with other members of this association, and the ones that are due to be coming our way throughout the next 12 months ahead as well. Andy Zeeman, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope those listening in have really understood a little bit more about strategy, what we need to be doing. And the most important thing is, if you don't have a handle on your strategy, remember, Andy's more than happy to have a consultation with you completely free of charge and give you some tips. Listen, we all want to meet great people, and this man comes with an accredited service standard through our association, and there's a real good reason for him to be your go-to guy. Andy Zeeman, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to catching up with you real soon.
Sean, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.